Now there comes the second part, how we can block an action or a controller. Like if we directly hitting the trainings URL or route, that should not be available with that feature flag. For this part, we need to go to the controller, which is our trainings controller, and here we need to add feature gate attribute. We can add that tag on control level as well as in action level, but in that case we need that one on controller scope, which means anything within that trainings route should be hide or controllable through that feature flag. So for that one, I will be decorating that one with the feature gate attribute, and we need to specify the name of that feature, which is in our case feature trainings. Okay, that was the only thing we required within that controller, and let me rerun the application. And now let's go to the application. Now there is no availability of that route in our application. It's like that doesn't exist. And to test that, let's try to enable that once again, and that would be true. And before running that, let's go to the header. Still trainings are not visible. Let's go back to that route and now rerun the application just to test that. If now route is available for that one, let me refresh and let's see if the route is available. Yeah, it's now available again, and we can also see that the link in the navigation bar is also available. So this is how we can control a whole feature, either it's a UI part or the logic part through the feature flag. And this is one simplest way to add a feature flag. We can set up that feature flag settings on Azure, on cloud, or any other key wallet. We will be try to explore those different services later on in that tutorial series, but for now, for our requirement perspective, that is what we want. So now trainings are controlled through the feature flag, and let's make that one disabled for now because that feature is not completed yet. And we need to make that setting available for our production config as well, like that. And what else we need? Yeah, so that was one thing, and let me return just to double check that everything is working fine. Yes, the trainings feature is gone. And if we go to the live website here and we see the changes I have made in the last video are also available on the live website, which means more info link is now active and it will redirect to the SMAN code community. And also if we go to the playlist, there are other playlists available on that page as well. We can see that. Nice. So let's go back here. What are the other changes we want to make today? Let's see on the playlist. Do we have any change we want to make? Yeah, one thing we can just add some more lines here just to make that box of same size. So at least 3 lines will make sense. So for that one, first thing first, an extensive React.js learning series. Okay, let's go back to our services, business services, and post service, where we were from the post service perspective. Now, playlist. Okay, the one related to React.js can be found here. All right, an extensive React.js learning series using React 18, which covers along with packages demonstrations. That is one thing we want to make. What are the other styles? The AI one, let's add a few more lines here for the AI part. That should be at the very last. This series covers everything related to AI, coding demonstrations of AI platforms, libraries, cloud services. What else we can add here? And tools of development. That should be enough, I think. Let's rerun the application once again and double check the playlist page. Now it's more than enough. So we need to reduce that for at least 1 or 2 words and tools. That should be fine. So all the boxes are now identical in terms of heights. So that was it. And what else we need? There are a few more cosmetic changes I want to propose here because by looks of it, the header seems a bit old-fashioned. There is no shadow or border, or the color is also not ideal, I think. So for that one, what I propose is first of all to add some shadow, and before that, header wrapper background. What if we just use white background here and box shadow, something like that, just something in on the border, bottom border, just to make the separation between header and the body. Now it looks bit prettier. And for the padding, I would suggest to reduce that one as well a bit. And so first of all, let's make those changes in our CSS. Let me copy and let's go to the main CSS on line 1915. To go to the exact line, we need to go to the ww root asserts CSS main, and for the line control G and 1915, that is the header wrapper. And no, that is not copied properly, so let me copy that one again so I remember that. So let me make that change directly, and ff and shadow border, what was that, shadow box shadow, yeah. And box shadow should be something like this, ideal. And next, let's go to the logo, and for the logo we need to remove the background, and that is on 1946 line. Control G 1916, Control G 1946, and border and color, let's remove that one. Let's S and Control F5. Yeah, now the changes are available on the UI. And one last thing is around that background, the background of the body. For that one, let's use a different color. So we have main wrapper, the background, and another background. And instead of this background, let's use something like F0, F2, F5. So this is not texture, this is a plain color, which makes more sense. So for that one, let's go to line 89, Control G 89, F0, F2, F5. Okay, yeah, the required changes are made for this video. And in case of any questions or queries, to ask me in the comments, and see you in the next one.